It is day, I don't even know, whatever the fuck. And I have a lot of explaining to do. Basically, these last 2 weeks, I've barely done anything. Kind of started with me going to Florida. And this is something that kind of happens whenever I stop working and break the momentum. Like, it's really hard for me to build it back up, and I feel like that's with everybody, but it's something that I've kind of been really cognizant of over the years, that like even like the littlest thing will break you out of momentum. But even though going to Florida to see my mom wasn't really little, have a girlfriend, that's pretty cool. She's really great. Definitely gonna have to balance my time better with that, especially on the weekends, so that I can really continue to utilize that 5 p.m. to like 9 p.m. / 10, or however long the night ends up persisting, a lot more effectively. Yeah, I really just need to lock the fuck back in. And it wasn't even just that. It was also because we were on a content week, and then I also didn't know what the fuck I wanted to do for content week. And so you combine that with the fact that I was in Florida and it was just a nightmare. And then last week I didn't work anything. Yeah. So I don't know. And I think I talked about this in the other vlogs, where it feels like originally the plan was make a song a week, release that song, market that song. And that was kind of the idea. But I don't know if that's really going to be possible, only because some of the songs I am working on, I know are not going to release as singles. Like Hans Niemann, the song I've been working on, I don't think I want to release it as a single. I mean, I can, I might, we'll see. But I don't think so. So I'm not sure. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll fuck around and release it as a single. I think it's good enough, if I can get a good recording sound. So we'll see. The studio's still burned down. I talked to them. Apparently they're getting approval from the city, and I still don't have Nico's number. I just have his email, and he has not responded. So I don't know what the fuck we're gonna do about that. I do not. But it is what it is, I guess. I went to a meetup on Monday, so I can't say I didn't do anything. I've just also been slacking on the vlogs. I went to a meetup for artists with Arez, and that was really cool. We were trying to go there and perform, but apparently people were paying other people off and fucking up the queue, so we could not perform. And so we sat there for 5 hours and 30. Like, we sat there since 5:30 until 12. We saw a lot of cool artists, though. I gained like 10 followers on Instagram. Not that that really matters too much. Yeah. This guy crashed out on fucking stage. He was like, yo, they're paying people. This one girl, she's letting people pay off because this guy who was supposed to perform after me ended up performing before me. Now if I see her, I'm gonna slap the shit out of her. And then security had to escort him off stage. And that was funny. I just really gotta lock back in, you know. I'm trying to decide whether or not I want to start off, well, let's see. It is currently Thursday, about Friday now, because it's 12 a.m. It is currently Friday going into Thursday, which means we don't have the rest of this week. Honestly, I think that makes perfect sense. I think I'm going to spend the rest of this week doing content stuff. And then I'm going to start next week fresh with doing music stuff, because I kind of want to do content stuff more than music stuff right now, since my music stuff is almost done, or at least the song that I've been working on, and we'll see. I think for content, I'm just going to use it as a learning opportunity to learn Lightroom. And maybe start figuring out how I'm going to get these automatic posting shits working again, because I do really believe that that's important. I got my storage unit back anyway, which means I can probably drop that computer off of my mom's. I can have this server running for however long it needs to run. But yeah, I don't know when I'm going to do that, though. That's not my biggest priority right now, so just something to consider. What else? Yeah, I'm not gonna say we're back to zero, but like as far as like confidence goes for like being able to do this successfully, given the fact that we haven't worked on it for 2 weeks and we didn't really make a lot of progress in the X amount of days that we were working on this. I think it was like 22, 23. I'm not gonna say confidence is at an all-time low, but like motivation probably is. But we'll keep grinding, keep doing this, because we want it, I guess. What else? Yeah, also going into content week, I think I might work on like some art stuff, because I've been feeling really artsy, like even outside of just the camera. Even though during my content weeks I need to start making sure I take pictures every fucking day, because that's important. But I think I might start drawing again. I've been doing a lot of drawing on Reagan's like iPad, and it's been really making me miss like when I was making clothes. I kind of miss making clothes a lot now that I think about it. I miss it so much. It was so much fun. So I think I'm probably starting an Instagram page for clothes again. We'll see how that'll work. That'll be cool, maybe. But we'll see. I think it'll be cool. I think I also need to start on my content weeks. I need to make a list of everything I need to do during the content weeks that I'm not going to do during music weeks. I think that's heavily important. For starters, I need to make a list of all the shows that I can possibly or go to. I think that's really important. Like, obviously we meant the somatic show, that didn't work out, and that's fine, but we also need to like have stuff queued up. The weather's warm again, so we should be performing. We shouldn't just not be performing, you know? So I think that's another thing. So right now we got maybe clothing, we got to make content, we got to learn Lightroom, maybe start figure out how to post automatically. Honestly, I might scrap posting automatically, because it doesn't matter if we're not going to be posting at all. Like, if we don't have content to post, we shouldn't invest time into making our posting process more efficient. That doesn't make sense. But yeah, I think this is a solid plan. The rest of the week we'll just work on content and really getting organized and coming up with a plan of what we're going to do if we're not going to release a single in that week. So we'll see. The last thing I think I'm probably going to mention is well, 2 more things. One, I met this guy who does really decent punk rock music at the Monday event, the Somatic show. I linked up with him. He's gonna send me some beats, and we're gonna try and collab. I think that'll be pretty cool. I think that the more artists that I work with, even just in like a casual sense, I think the more I'm going to feel like I can't let them down, because I want to be an inspiration for them and myself. And so I think that's really important. Another thing that I've been thinking about is New York. the whole point of going to New York originally, at its bare minimum, was to do as many shows as possible, as far as open mics are concerned, because New York is going to have the most opportunities for that. Has that changed? I don't think so. Especially when we consider things like being able to perform at the Apollo. I think in like much larger events that I will have access to just by being there, even if I don't know what they are yet. I think that would be a really cool and great time. However, I feel like at this point I wanted to have made a lot more progress in Atlanta than I did. Not to say that those environments are definitely going to be the same, but it is something to think about. I don't think this is me saying I'm not going to New York, but I think this is me saying that there's a lot of progress I would like to have made before I decide to go out to New York. 1, planning the trip. 2, and making a lot more progress of just with events here and making network connections here. Like, if I'm failing to do that here, like, I'm not necessarily going to, like, there's no guarantee I'll be successful in New York. And that doesn't necessarily mean that's why we were going to New York, because originally the plan was we just wanted to do a bunch of shows and concerts. But I do want to make sure I'm utilizing my time and my resources effectively. Also, I don't know if the van is going to survive New York. Not because it won't run, but it's hot. It's going to be hot in the fucking summer. And we have not done any great work as far as, like, being able to power AC unit in the van. Like, the AC kind of works in the van. When it gets hot, it gets because it's going to be a problem. But I don't know. The van definitely doesn't see the light of day enough for me to feel confident with getting a whole fucking AC unit. I think we could probably run it for like an hour or 2. That'll be cool. But, like, outside of that, like, it's going to be way more trouble than it's worth. Unless we're parked somewhere really fucking specific. But even then, like, I don't think it's going to matter. I think the best way to rectify that situation is just to, like, not be in the car. And when we do have to start being in the car, we're just going to have to, like, fucking, I don't know, turn the AC on and pray we have enough generated power to not worry about that. Which also means, now that I think about it, we'll need a voltage regulator. Yeah, but I think that's everything I got for now. Going into tomorrow, it's a content day. And I think that I'm just going to be planning and organizing what I'm going to be doing for my content days. Maybe doing a little drawing. And we're also going to take at least one picture. We have to be taking pictures with the camera. That's important. But all right. Thank you for your time. Yeah, this has been day whatever the fuck day it is.